Hello guys, LifeHackster here, and today we are going to review and check out the Aosu Floodlight Cam PRO. Thank you Aosu for sending me this floodlight cam to be reviewed. By the way, I also reviewed their battery video doorbell a while back, and if you haven't seen it yet, I will link it down below. This is a 5 megapixel floodlight cam that records in 2880 by 1620 pixel resolution at 20 frames per second in both daytime and at night, with floodlights on or in infrared night vision. This is a pan and tilt camera and pans 360 degrees, and I can't find the tilt specs, but looks like 90 degrees. It does have motion tracking, and one cool thing is that it has 3 PIR motion sensors, so it can detect you even if you're not in the view of the camera. 270 degrees. You will be detected even if you are on the back and on the side of the camera. This has AI, human, pet, and vehicle detection. No subscription needed. It records locally, motion events, and even 24/7 on a microSD card inserted on the camera itself, and compatible to up to a 128GB card. There is an optional cloud recording which starts at $5 a month per camera, but you will get all the features of the camera though without the cloud subscription. Its floodlights are brightness adjustable up to 2600 lumens bright, and this is weatherproof with an IP65 rating, and compatible with Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa. Inside the box, you will get a Windows sticker, a quick start guide, the mounting base. By the way, this can only be installed in a junction box, and we have the floodlight camera itself. It has 2 antennas, and we have 2 LED panels, adjustable up or down, limited side to side, but the light wraps around. We have the PIR motion sensor, one in the front, another on the side, and the third one on the other side. You'll get 270 degrees detection range. We have the camera lens and the mic. On the bottom, we have a rubber flap that covers the USB-C port, microSD card slot, and a reset button. On the back, we have the speaker. And we also have the wiring connections. Now, to prepare this for installation, you have to set up the mounting base to the camera depending on what type of install. You can install this in a wall or vertical install, and you will see that the camera is pretty low in relation to your junction box. And what I'll do is install this under the eaves or horizontal install. And I'll screw in the base like so. And you will see now that the camera is a bit forward in relation to its mounting base. Now to do this, I have to feed the connecting wires through these small holes. Align the holes on the base to the holes on the camera. And by the way, these are the included hardware, and there should be 4 machine screws. And screw them in. So there's a bit of prep work needed before you can install this. Now time to set this up, which I also recommends to set this up inside your house first. Power up the camera using the USB-C port, open up the Aosu app, click the plus sign, and I don't have to scan the QR code because the app automatically found the floodlight cam. So I just have to click add. Choose my Wi-Fi, 2.4 GHz only, and wait until it is connected. For installation, please make sure the power is off on the switch and also on the breakers to the junction box that you're going to use to install this. Screw in the mounting bracket to the junction box using the 2 included screws. Hook the floodlight cam with included strap and hook it on to the bracket. Connect the wires, which I'll use the Wago connectors, white to neutral, black to hot wire, green to ground. Unhook the camera and tuck in the wires and screw in the floodlight cam to the junction box using the central screw. Let's check these settings in the app. When you open up the app, you will see the recent snapshot from the camera. Click on it to get to live view, and it loads up pretty quick. In here, we have the events, and this is where you can view and download the footage. Also, I've set this up to 24/7 recording, so everything is recorded. Record the live view or take a snapshot and listen in. I've already set the panoramic snapshot here by clicking the 360 degree icon, and I'll talk about this in a bit. We have the controls here for the panning, left or right, tilt, up or down. Now using the panoramic picture, I can just point to where I want the camera to go. Let's say go to the left or go to the right. I like this feature, but there is a limitation though because it is only limited to that picture, which is not 360 degrees, only 180 degrees. There's more to this, which I'll talk about later in the video. We can change the tone on the two-way talk. This is the tone mode. You can change the tone. Or regular two-way talk, which is full duplex. Turn on the floodlights and sound the siren. Swipe to the left for more options. In here, you can use pre-recorded messages like on their doorbells.
Please put the package at the door. Thank you. Hey, what are you doing here? Please get out of here now.
Motion tracking, on or off. calibrate, cruise, which you have options, panoramic cruise, or you can add your own preset positions. And I'll also be talking more about this later. Gear icon for the camera settings. Light settings, change the brightness, set dusk to dawn or in a schedule. AI detection, so it has human, intrusion, pet, and vehicle detection. No sensitivity settings. Intrusion is basically like motion zones, and you can set the alarm if you want to and also schedule it. On the detection settings, I set it to detect person and pets. Motion tracking on. And you can adjust the sensitivity of the 3 PIR motion sensors. On the recording mode, I set it to 24/7 recording, which I recommend on this camera, and I'll tell you why later on. Now, time to do some testing.
So this is the video and audio quality of the Aosu Floodlight Camera. Video clarity test at 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Running that test. So this is the video quality of the Aosu Floodlight Camera at night, and this with its floodlights turned on, and this with its like at 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So this is the Aosu Floodlight Camera at night, and this with the floodlights turned off, and there's 4 infrared LEDs, and this is what it looks like at 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
We are going to test the motion alert notification speed of the Aosu Floodlight Cam PRO, and I have the PIR sensor in the side turned on, so I'm behind the camera, and I will start the timer whenever it starts tracking me. So it's 12:57 and I'm on my 5G cellular network. So let's check it out. Yeah, it started tracking me, and see how soon the notification would be. There you go. I see the notification. It's just a text and there's no snapshot yet because that one is delayed. But when you click on it, it should open up the live view and it loads up pretty quick. All right, 12:57. And I'll show you right here. There you go. See, it takes a while before the snapshot is going to appear. And you have snooze, quick replies, and go live in here. But it's a little bit delayed. 12:57. All right, 12:58. Let's see what the notification cool off of the Aosu Floodlight Cam PRO. It tracked me already that quick. Let's see if it's gonna give me a notification again. There you go. So I got a notification. See, there's no snapshot yet. We are going to test the maximum detection distance of the Aosu Floodlight Cam PRO, and I've set the PIR sensor sensitivity to the highest. And also on the human detection AI, there is no sensitivity setting. Plus the floodlight cams, the PIR sensor is around 7.5 feet high. So let's check it out at 40 feet. Not at 40 feet. Let's go 35. Not at 35. Let's go 30. Yeah, around 30 feet. As to tracking multiple people, it tends to stick to the first person that it detected.
This is the audio quality coming out from the Aosu Floodlight Camera. This is the audio quality coming out from the Aosu Floodlight Camera.
We are going to check and see if there is some motor noise when this camera pans. Nope, I don't hear it. How about when it tilts? No, you really can't hear it. So what do you think? First, video quality is pretty good and tracking is pretty reliable. It's a bit jerky at times, but it reminds me of real links. Except this one has no panning or tilt noise. Its AI detection for person and animal in my testing has been pretty reliable. And the camera is pretty responsive in the app. As to the notification speed, the first text notification you get is okay, but the second one with a snapshot is significantly delayed. Now, there's some nuances on this camera which you will need to get used to, and it is not necessarily a negative. First, there is no home, or you cannot set a home or guard position. The last manual position that you set the camera will automatically be the home position. When tracking is done, it will go back to this position. So you just need to be aware when you manually panning the camera that before you close the app, set the camera to the position that you want. The panoramic feature where you can touch where you want the camera to move is nice, except it is limited to only 180 degrees, which leads me to the next nuance, the cruise mode. And the 4 preset positions that you set will only work with the cruise mode. And initially I thought that this feature wasn't working until I realized that it will only do the cruising or the panning once every hour. There's no option to change this, and you will get a notification every hour. I recommend setting 24/7 recording on this camera because if you set it to events only, it tends to record late. It has a tendency to not record the first few seconds of the motion event. And as to the floodlights, the brightness that you set applies to all lighting modes. So if you have the max brightness set, then your schedule or dusk to dawn setting will also be on max brightness, as well as when motion is detected. And one more thing, as to the mounting and the design, the main body of the floodlight camera is offset to its mounting point. So when installed in a wall, it will be lower than the junction box, and if installed in a ceiling, it will be forward of it. And if you're okay with these nuances, it is a pretty good camera. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.